now going to talk about chains and how much you should let them wear before you replace them. Chains are steel, but they do wear, they stretch. Not a huge amount, but anything over 1 millimetre in its total stretch is considered bad. So we use a tool like this. This is a simple chain measuring peg tool. First thing we do to check this piece of chain is we put the rear of the chain tool, chain wear indicator, in that there, and then with the tool set to 0, we drop the front pin in. Now, as you can see, there's a space there. So what we do is we turn the dial until it stops. And what that's doing is making the tool get longer, and it shows you with a little arrow exactly how much of 1 millimetre of wear you've got over this number of links. And the dial tells us that this chain has just under 0.6 millimetres of wear in it. Now, we consider that to be absolutely fine. In fact, as I say, it can take up to 1 millimetre of wear before it's considered ready for the bin. Personally, I probably run them up to about 0.8 just to be sure. That way I know I'm not going to forget and run myself into some kind of trouble. But why change a chain anyway? Well, it's quite simple. Chains run on little rollers in here, and the space between the rollers is the pitch of the chain. Okay, as chains stretch, that distance between the rollers grows very slightly. If left unchecked, that will continue to grow and continue to grow until it's overall over 12 links or so has grown more than 1 millimetre. And what that does is it basically, if you keep riding with it, will cause the pitch of the teeth of your cassette and on your chain rings to increase by a similar amount. So you'll be oblivious to the whole thing happening, but you'll be basically not only wearing your chain out, but as the chain wears, you'll be wearing your sprockets and your chain rings at the same time. And ultimately, when you come to replace your chain with a chain with the as new pitch, which will be much tighter, you'll suddenly realise that actually your chain is jumping on your sprockets and not meshing correctly with your chain rings. What you've done there basically is you've worn your entire transmission out in one go, which means you're in for probably £100 worth of replacement cost. Much cheaper to go to the shop at about, to be honest, about 0.8 millimetres on a tool like this of wear, and toss the old chain into the bin and buy yourself a new one. Cheapest ones probably cost you under £10 still, and get that fitted. That way you're saving your cassette from wear and your chain rings from wear. When you think about the difference between buying a £10 chain or a £100 set of sprockets, chain and chain rings, it's a no-brainer.